are you?
Good. Another episode.
Yeah. I'm Julia.
I'm Amy, and this is Women, Worth, and Weddings.
Today we are doing some wedding Q&A.
I know. We have anytime people find out, especially that we're wedding planners, Lord forbid that they are getting married.
Yeah.
Like hairdressers.
Mm-hmm.
Like who else? Anybody that's like your friends, especially.
Anyone that went to high school with will DM me.
Yeah. Hey, got a wedding question.
Yeah.
But we have some questions that we are going to dive in today, so we're excited about this. Some of them are fun. Some of them are real serious.
Okay, today, look how fancy, another mocktail. This one has kombucha.
Yep.
And sparkling water, lemon juice, and mint.
Yeah, interesting. So we're doing mocktails dry January, maybe dry 2024. We'll see.
It's not as sweet as I thought it'd be.
Oh. Maybe put a little honey in that next time.
I think it's because the top is the kombucha.
That's yummy though. I like it. It's just a little tart.
Kombucha tastes like apple cider vinegar.
Oh, that face.
Yum.
Yummy.
Good for you. Okay, yeah, so we were doing we do vision boards for 2024, and we'll sit there with the whole family and friends, cut up all the magazines, and of course we get wedding magazines too, because we're wedding planners, it's got to be on our board, and then we came across wedding Q&A, and that kind of sparked the idea to go down this whole rabbit hole.
Wedding Q&As. Questions from brides to see where...
Some of them are stupid too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive in. So this is a question that a lot of couples have, but the question is, how do we let our guests know that kids aren't invited to the wedding?
Yeah, you get that a lot.
I do get that a lot.
And I always look at you, I'm like, because I'm not the nice one. I'm like, you just tell them. You just say your kid's not welcome here.
I know, but it's such a difficult, you got to be so tactful with it and make sure that you're not hurting people's feelings, because, the one way to, make me want to cut you out of my life and kick you in the shins is if you're mean to my babies. So anyway, so what I typically say to that is, and I just got this question yesterday at a planning session actually, and it is, look, all you have to say, and you can literally put it on your wedding website, you can put it on your invitations, whatever it is, but you can say, we love the children. We love all the children, but we want you to have the time of your life at our wedding. And so we ask that either there's no children at the wedding, or that any child under the age of whatever, 15 or whatever, gets left with a babysitter. So that way you're saying, look, I love your kids. Your kids are sweet.
But we want you to enjoy yourself. Because you really don't enjoy yourself as much when there's little kids with you. Because I've seen plenty of parents with kids at a wedding, and the mom always looks so stressed and flustered.
And the dad is wasted. Every time.
Yeah.
Yes. That is dead facts. But I end up being the one that's holding the baby. And it's my journey. It's my thing. I love it. So if you bring a baby, I'm going to hold your baby. And I'm going to be your babysitter for the night. But I don't want to do that.
Not when there's tons of babies.
Yes. So that's
also kids at certain types of wedding venues, they can cause damage.
Yeah.
And people will be unhappy about that.
Yeah. We have a venue that has outdoor games and stuff, and it's so far away from the reception area, and it's kind of dangerous for them to be out there.
All the way out there by themselves.
Yeah. So you just have to be mindful. A lot of venues have water. There's so many things that you have to keep in mind, but that's just how I say to let people know gently that their kids aren't invited. Just because I love your kids, but we want you to have a good time. And so we ask that anybody under the age of 18 or 15 or whatever it is to please find a babysitter.
Yeah. And we've seen kids plenty of times ruin speeches and cake cutting moments, and it's horrifying.
Yeah.
So.
Because I can't snatch that kid up.
No, because we can't cause the drama because if we go and get that kid, and the kid's probably going to start screaming, and we don't want to offend any parents. And so we just tend to look around like, where's mom and dad? Who looks guilty? Who looks guilty in this crowd? You can see what's going on right here.
Yes.
So it's just the whole thing.
I hate it. So cringy. Anyway, so that is what, we kind of do for that. So next question is, can I invite my ex to the wedding? I mean, why? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I get everyone's relationship is different with their ex, but I don't know. I just feel like it's unnecessary personally.
I mean, I guess it is, like, where are you at?
Yeah, because only you know your relationship with your ex and how your future spouse, how their relationship is with your ex. If you're all just like good buddies, then yeah. But if it's just like, I want to see them one last time, then no.
No. Yeah, no.
So you just need to look inwards and ask that question.
That is a you question, but really you need.
Don't get us involved.
Yeah, this is a you question. No, I feel like you got to check in with your intentions because, why would you want to do that? Now, there's plenty of different circumstances, but know where you're at with that.
Yeah, that's a pretty broad.
Yeah.
Question. Like,
yeah.
You can't really.
You got to deep dive. You can't just throw that question at me in a text.
Yeah.
You got to be like,
can we get on a phone call?
I know. Let's talk about this real fast. So, anyways, yeah, for sure. Okay. Next question is, what are the best man and maid of honor responsibilities? So let's break down the best man responsibility. Now, I have seen some amazing best men take that role super serious. What wedding were we at? I don't even know that. I don't know that you were with me, but the best man at the rehearsal, went over the itinerary with me, wanted to know, what he needed to take care of, checked in with me the entire day to make sure. I was like, you are doing a good job.
I think a lot of the roles for best man is leading up to the wedding, obviously being there, making sure you help gather all the guys for all the appointments that they need to go to for their tuxes and suits and all that good stuff. And just, being there for him the night before and day of, making sure no one's over drinking. That's a huge role that you can play. Is making sure nobody's super wasted the night before, day of.
Yeah.
If you've had grooms where their jacket ripped or something like that, and then one of the groomsmen have given the groom the jacket because he's the star of the show.
Yeah.
He's got the bride is.
Yeah.
They're both.
He's the co-star.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that for me.
And not bachelor.
The bachelor. Yeah, bachelor. Yeah, bachelor party.
Yeah.
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 Planning that. I think for me is, yes, making sure that everybody's not wasted. Mm-hmm. But two, yes, check in with the planner. Make sure that you know when the guys need to be where. Oh gosh, here comes. Hi. Okay.
I just want to let you know that I'm still in this house and
hi.
I hear you talking.
Mm-hmm. Now I got distracted. Oh, making sure that the groom knows where to be, when to be there. This is Roxy. You guys, she's our mascot. Anyway, so yeah, I think that it's important to be involved on the day of the wedding if you are the best man.
Yeah, definitely.
And knowing what's going on, for sure.
And the obviously maid of honor, she has more roles. There's so much that they have to help out with,
Yeah.
She really wants to give me kisses right now. So much. There's just so many roles, and you can look it up too. There's so many things online that's helps you make sure that you're taking your role seriously and doing all the things that's expected of you.
Yeah, I think that there is a bigger responsibility for the maid of honor than there is for the best man. One, because you are really kind of planning out a lot leading up to the wedding. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of financial responsibility on you too. So before you say yes to that responsibility, kind of know where you're at and if you're able to afford that, because it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. You do put money into a wedding when you are part of the group. One of the bridesmaids or groomsmen, you're expected to typically pay for your attire, and sometimes you got to pay for your own hair and makeup too. So
Yeah.
just know that it is a lot, and you are going to take some time the next year or so putting in time and effort for your friend's wedding.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so what is the proper order for the processional? This is one that we get all the time too. A question that we get. I mean, so how do you, when you're at rehearsal, how do you line them up?
When I'm at rehearsal, obviously the officiant should be first. He's either down there already or he's the first to walk. Then I have the groom, and then I have, actually, no, I do officiant and then I do family. So I'll have any grandparents first, and then I do the groom's side of the grandparents, bride's side grandparents, groom's parents, bride's parents. Then there's a little break. Then I do the groom, and if they're paired up, that's when they'll start after him. Or if it's the groomsmen first, they will go bridesmaids, ring bearers, flower girl, bride.
Yeah. So how I typically do it is I have the family go first. So the family goes, bride side, groom side, and then I have the officiant walk with the groom, and then same as you, like groomsmen and then bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Unless they're walking together. But and then they file out kind of the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always tell the officiant to announce everyone if they're taking photos at ceremony area after the ceremony. I tell the officiant to release everyone for cocktail hour besides immediate family. They're going to stay here for photos.
Yeah.
And that allows everyone to go. Or if family needs to go somewhere else for photos, or release immediate family first, let them get out, and then release everyone else to cocktail hour.
Yeah.
But make sure whoever is officiating your wedding releases the guests for cocktail hour, or everyone's going to sit there confused for a solid 5 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. And let's side note the pictures after ceremony. It is, brides, listen to my words. It is going to be chaotic.
Yeah.
It is going to be a minute where the photographer and videographer are hunting down your family, calling people by name, getting them together. It is not going to be something that is just like super smooth and easy. It's just not, because you're wrangling people. So I think setting expectations, especially photographers, setting expectations for that part of what they're doing, and just the couple knowing that it's going to be a little chaotic helps, because I've seen a lot of our couples get upset because it isn't like they don't have a mic.
Yeah.
You know, that typically the photographer doesn't have a mic they're not calling. So they're literally having to walk around and do that.
Yeah.
So have that conversation with your photographer.
Yeah, and also if you want it to go more smoothly, you need to make sure everyone who's getting photos knows that they're getting photos and knows where to go. If not, it's just a bunch of searching people.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows what your family looks like. And so all your vendors are just trying to do the best to gather everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so this is a question. I mean, we actually do get this question a ton, is do I need to feed vendors for one, or do I need to feed the band?
Yeah.
So
yes. You do. Bands usually require it.
Yeah, it'll be in their contract.
But it's a decent thing to do is to pay for vendor meals. I have had a wedding where I've only ever had one wedding where we didn't get food and we ordered a pizza, and it was really sad for us.
Yeah. I mean, you have to think. So let's back this up a little bit. Let's dissect. So your wedding planners work 16 to 17 hours the day of your wedding.
And they can't leave.
At the minimum 12.
Yeah.
So they can't leave.
They can't go get food.
They can't go get food unless they have an assistant.
Yeah.
So you're expecting your wedding planner, coordinator, whatever it is, to work 12 to 17 hours and not eat dinner.
Yeah.
That's rude. That's rude behavior. Don't do that. Same thing for photographers. They're working at least an 8-hour shift. They're gonna need to eat. So just know that feeding your vendors should definitely 100% be a part of what you do for catering.
Yeah.
I feel very passionate about this.
Yes.
I feel like that vendors get shafted a lot when it comes to a wedding, because people don't realize how much work it takes to make your day go extraordinary.
Yeah. And we all don't pull up with a cooler full of food and drinks.
Yeah. So
Yes, definitely. Please
Yes.
feed your vendors.
Yes, 100%. So another question is, I'm doing a tiny wedding, whether that's a micro wedding, an elopement, whatever that looks like. How do I nicely tell family members that they're not invited? Certain family members.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you're doing a small wedding, this goes right back to, I mean, why does it have to be like, why? Who cares? You know what I mean? Like that, you don't want someone to come because
But you
you're doing.
also don't want your family members to find out that you got married from social media.
No, you tell them, of course, but it doesn't have to be like it's your day. But okay, so if it's family like on your mom's side or dad's side, just have them tell them.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, can you let them know that we're doing a micro wedding? We're not doing this, or whether it be like a sibling or whatever it is, like have someone else do the dirty work for you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So,
I feel about that.
I mean, she's being, if I take my hand off of her, she gets like, hey, bring it back.
Very needy right
Very.
now.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. So, how do you fire a bridesmaid? Yikes. I mean, I've seen a lot of bridesmaids fire themselves that are just like not participating. I mean, it's like, what would you do? Okay, so I mean, how would you fire?
Depends on the situation. So it depends if they've done something that's like their actions have consequences, or if they just refuse to come to anything and they're not actively being a part of it. I mean, the best way is just to be like, hey, like,
I don't think that you are fully in the situation,
and I don't want to force you to be a part of something that you don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if it depends on how things end, you can just be like, I definitely still want you to be at the wedding as a guest, but I don't want you to have responsibilities that, like, you don't want or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I guess, but that's a hard one, and I've seen some really bad bridesmaids where they're thinking the day is all about them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, and bridesmaids, let me get on the bridesmaids kick real quick. So bridesmaids need to understand that your attitude that day is a huge either stress maker or stress reliever for the bride. And so if you're being high maintenance and you're being difficult and you're being mean to the wedding planner and all the things, it's just going to make the environment super toxic.
Yeah.
So just come into the situation being
super positive,
kind, there to help. All
being
the
very much like, it's okay, like I'll go deal with that for you, like don't even worry about it, you know.
Yeah.
Being a positive, you know, person for her.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, last question. How much money should I expect to invest in my wedding? Because there's other things that you're wanting. Or how about this? I know I'm going to back up on that question. So, should I buy a home during the planning process of my wedding? We've had that happen lots of times.
We have, and I get it. Life sometimes throws that curveball, and that's just how the timing just ends like that. And sometimes they don't live with each other before they get married. So, yeah, they are actively trying to find a new home.
That's so much stress.
Moving is so stressful, dealing with mortgage brokers and real estate agents and back and forth. To have a wedding on top of that is just like, don't do it unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah. Period. That's a hard stop.
Yeah, Roxy didn't like that either.
Yeah.
She said, no, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that 2024.
Oh my goodness. Well, I love these questions. If you guys have questions and things that you want us to talk about on the podcast, then you can always leave a comment, or you can go to jujuleeevents.com and you can leave us a little message on there under contact, and we will go over your questions on our podcast. We love Q&A. So we are excited. This is good. Next episode, we're going to be talking about DIY weddings and the do's and don'ts and how to navigate that. So super excited.
So fun. And now you guys got your proof that Rottweilers are big babies.
Yes.
They're not vicious. They're big babies. Look at this right now.
She's a mess. All right, guys. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.